Okay, hi, this is Sean from RPG Maker VXAce.info. I just wanted to give you guys a bit of a glimpse of this game that I've been working on. I don't know what's ever going to come of this, if it'll ever be anything really other than a learning experience, but it's I'm pretty proud of what I've accomplished so far, so I thought I'd show you what I've done. So, first of all, the equipment. I've added a bunch of slots and a bunch of gear. You got boots and gloves and bracelets and cloaks. I've also got a couple of accessories, which are empty right now. So, there's also some custom states and custom skills that I've created. Mainly for this warrior. So you have a battle stance and a defensive stance, and each one is going to give you different effects. So the battle stance is going to increase your attack power and lower your defense. It's also going to lower your target rate a little bit, so you're closer to a DPS class, about 70%. And then the defensive stance would do the opposite. It's going to give you more defense. It actually gives you more hit points, some more evasion, but it lowers your attack power. But it also ups your target rate, so you take maybe 50% more of the hits. So, so now you have a dynamic character who can be played sort of in two different ways, depending on mainly what role you need her to take on. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and I will create some future tutorials on how I did that. So for the most part, I have adjusted some of the levels that the characters got skills, and I made up some new skills. A lot to do with the the TP. I renamed it to AP skills, the attack points that you earn in battle, because I found some of those were just not even worth a turn to use. So, you know, I've also made adjustments to the hit point curves, and there's a whole bunch of mods running, so it's a little bit difficult to explain it all. But what I'm going to show you here is my first boss fight, and it's a scripted fight that you cannot win, but it's just designed to do a few things, so I'm going to show you. Excuse me. So you see, I've used the face to bust script to bring in these bust images for the characters. Creates a little bit more of a interactive conversation. So this is the first boss. And like I say, you can't win, but I'm gonna just fight through it just to trigger her effects. So she doesn't do much damage at first, but the more damage you do to her, the worse and worse it gets. So that skill right there. So let me explain. I've gone into battle stance, and that has unlocked this skill set here, battle. So reckless strike is something that I can only perform in that stance, and it's basically a move that ignores all enemies' defense. And I'm just going to basically use that to DPS her down as best I can here. So there's quite a few scripts running here. They're all mainly Yan Firefly's battle system scripts and all the add-ons for that. One of them is the enemy levels, which is really cool because it allows me to scale the enemies as you progress. My attack curves and everything are really, really high, so the characters gain a ton of damage really quickly, and if the enemies didn't scale, you would have to have new enemies every floor. This way, you can create enemies for a dungeon, and they'll kind of last out through some of the progress that you'll make. So. Sorry if this is a bit boring. You're supposed to think you can win until this happens. So we've hit the threshold. She casts Enhanced Spell and then Dark Swarm. And well, so her magic attack is up, and now our magic defense is down. And basically, at certain hit point thresholds, she's going to do this until she kills us. There is a safeguard in there to prevent her from getting one shot at the end, so she does actually become immortal at a certain point. Just because I thought if you were to really level past her, you might be able to do that last, I think it's 30% health in one hit, and it would totally, you'd win, which is not supposed to happen, so. Reckless Strike also has a chance to remove the stance. I think it's 10% chance that she falls out of battle stance and you have to reactivate it. At first I had it at 100%, but it felt really tedious having to reactivate it every second turn. So I created basically a variable script, random variable script for the skill. And hopefully get to cover some of that in the future tutorials. The first couple of tutorials I put out today are pretty simple, pretty simplified. I figured I would start with the very basics and work my way up, so I'm sorry if they bored you a little bit. So I maybe should just lose this fight to show you what happens, but... So, Holy Prayer is actually one of the skills I added. It is a way to get some of your magic back with your AP points, your magic points back, so... It's actually immensely useful skill. Maybe a little bit. So this is a script where if one of the actors falls below 20% health, she comes on and taunts them. So you can see that time it really did some damage. And really got me close to death. The next time she casts it, she's gonna just continue to cast it until we die, so. So I just thought I'd show you a quick example of some of the battle systems, the way the scripts work, the way some of these custom skills have turned out. in the scripted battle here. And now she goes into extreme warfare. And there's pretty much no way I'm gonna survive, so I like to try that. Oh, so she fell out of battle stance, so I'm gonna have to redo that one. And then battle stance and defensive stance also remove each other. So when you switch into one, you drop the other one. So this is looking pretty over. And yeah, that's it. All three of them dead. So the idea was to create a fight where you felt like you could win. It's not very hard in the beginning, but it eventually becomes ridiculous. And I think I did a pretty good job. So unfortunately, I don't have a collapse version for my actor Rain there. If anyone would like to provide that, I would love you very much. So that's all I'm going to show you for today. I hope it gave you some ideas, and I hope you look forward to some of the tutorial videos about how I accomplish some of this. So thank you very much. I'll see you guys.